Huh?
I am Karn.
What are you doing in my swamp? Alright, what is up my friends? Welcome to another video here on CoolStuffInc.com. Got a spicy one today. And I saw Aspiring Spike playing this deck on stream, and I knew I had to have it. Of course, Aspiring Spike's great. Check him out. Probably best modern content creator in the game right now. And what Spike has brought here is a mono black deck based around Cabal Coffers and Urborgs. Of course, Cabal Coffers, semi-new addition to the format in Modern Horizons 2. Gives you mana for all your swamps you control, but doesn't actually tap for mana itself. But if you have an Urborg in play, not only does it tap for mana as a swamp, but it counts as a swamp, and all your lands count as swamps. So sort of like a pseudo Tron combination here. I just want to get Coffers in play, want to get Urborg in play, and make a whole bunch of mana. And there are a lot of ways to put that together. We've got 4 Expedition maps, borrowing a page from Tron's book. We have 4 Profane Tutor, which is sort of like Sylvan Scrying, but it can also just get any other card too. Big sleeper card. It's actually really, really good. And Golos, Tireless Pilgrim as well, which is a fine card as well. It's a pretty big card. Can go get the Cascading Cataracts to be a mana sink later in the game. Good blocker. Because they get Fatal Push, etc., which kind of sweet as well. So tons of ways to assemble Urborg plus Coffers. And then a mono black control deck sort of built around it. Now, real fast, the lands first. There's a lot of good lands in this deck. You have Abandoned Mire here, which can recur threats. 2 Castle Locthwains. Honestly, an obscenely powerful land. Cataracts for Golos. A Bojuka Bog for a little graveyard hate. A Blast Zone for a little Death Shadow hate. Which is pretty awesome. So a lot of valuable lands in this deck. As well as a lot of the usual black good cards in the format. Thoughtseize, obviously great. Fatal Push, obviously great. Inquisition, obviously great. Bloodchief starts as well, standing in to kill Ren 7 and friends. Liliana the Veil. These are all pretty standard, high quality black cards. Damnation also making an appearance in the main deck. We get Karn here, which is also a good prison-y card in the format, and a very good card if you have a lot of mana. Because Karn can be anywhere from 4 mana to 10 mana. You can play it and get Wurmcoil immediately and cast it. You can get a Ballista. In this deck, we can get Bolas' Citadel, which is actually pretty awesome. And a bunch of other good silver bullets. And then we have a few big ones here in 2 copies of Invoke Despair, which is a pretty awesome, big, powerful effect. 1 Archon of Cruelty and 1 Griselbrand, both obscenely powerful cards that cost 8 that are very expensive, but with Cabal Coffers, Urborg in play, we can do that. So, sideboard is almost all Karn targets, and then 4 Dauthi Voidwalkers for your graveyard deck, super awesome. Deck looks like an absolute blast. I can't wait to play it. You can't wait to watch it. But first, we work for our sponsor, CoolStuffInc.com, and then we'll go right to the games.
Cool Stuff Inc. is proud to sponsor Jim Davis. We offer great deals on card games, tabletop RPGs, board games, and more. Get a free token featuring Jim Davis and take 5% off your next order if you use the code JIM5 at checkout. CoolStuffInc.com. Cool stuff in stock.
All right, here we are. Round 1. Opener, not so good. If we knew for sure our opponent was playing a creature deck, I think this is a reasonable keep, but we don't. And stands pretty bad. So we're gonna mulligan this. We can do better. And we can we can do better on 5, I guess. We can do better on 5, sure. Mulligan on 5, and we draw map, Inquisition, Thoughtseize, Damnation. We can keep this, ship Damnation, and probably ship 1 of the discard spells. Opponent's got 7 cards in hand. It's not ideal. We can use Profane Tutor and map to put together our little Tron-y combo. I think we're just going to keep Inquisition. We could keep both discard spells and just go turn 1 Inquisition, turn 2 Tutor, turn 3 Thoughtseize, something else. Maybe that's better. Let's do that. Let's hope we draw 1 of the 2 pieces in our first few draws. So kind of an awkward 5-card hand here, but sure. And let's take a little look, see what's up. Oh my god. Okay, they are a Goros Vengeance deck, and they have double Thoughtseize. So our hand is nothing now. Okay, great. Good mulligan to 5 against double Thoughtseize. I'm a draw. Good job, Jim. So Goros Vengeance through the breach. We'll take the Vengeance here. Taking Thoughtseize is irrelevant because they have 2 of them. And should take the card that actually kills us, and then we have nothing. So I guess they get the Thoughtseizes once. They get to Thoughtseize them back or tutor. So we'll see what happens. Just your casual mulligan to 5. No big deal, you know? No big deal. Take a tutor. All right. So there's your Thoughtseize. Oops. And your where's your Castle? Doesn't matter. So Swamp. So we're going to Thoughtseize them again. And we're going to look at a hand that is Lightning Bolt, Merchant of the Veil, Thoughtseize through the breach. We're taking through the breach here. Bolt's not very good anyway. Thoughtseize, we have no cards in our hand. And then Merchant can obviously put a card in the graveyard, but without Vengeance in hand doesn't matter as well. Take the combo card and play the Catacombs. Just say go. Fetch lands are in this deck for a Fatal Push for the most part. So their hand's pretty bad, honestly. And they have his Thoughtseize rotting around in their hand. We draw Blast Zone. Not really much use for that. I guess we're just going to play it rather than play the swamp out of our hand. Pumping up Blast Zone to kill something. They're going to haggle. So they're going to discard then draw. Discard through the breach. I'm sorry, discard the Thoughtseize. Sure. Thoughtseize and Merchant are gone. So now the Merchant's on an adventure. They have a bolt. There's Merchant. Sure. So Merchant actually kind of sort of loot for them, which is a little annoying, I guess. I guess we're going to bump this Blast Zone up. Like, yeah, we draw push. We're going to feel dumb because we just sacked our fetch land, but the odds of drawing push versus just like pumping this up twice and drawing nothing is reasonable. That's Karn. Okay, that's not bad. So now we Karn. We minus. And what do we want to get? So we could just get a... there's no Tormar script, actually. Interesting. Get a Nihil Spellbomb or something like that. Ensnaring Bridge. Ensnaring Bridge is probably pretty good. Because if they're looking to Vengeance or through the breach, they're probably looking to attack as well. Obviously, Griselbrand could still gain draw a bunch of cards, but Wurmcoil Ballista, Torpor Orb, Ratchet Bomb. So if we just get Bridge, it also just defends our... Oh, they have Bolt in their hand. So whatever we get is... we just got to get it. Might just be Nihil Spellbomb. Might just be Nihil Spellbomb. With the Bolt available, we couldn't even plus this anyway, so just get the Spellbomb and chill. Getting Ensnaring Bridge, I think, is just a little too conservative, so... Untap, they get to Bolt the Karn. They get to Merchant if they want to, if they have another land. Once we get Nihil Spellbomb out, we can chill for a bit. Or not. Sure, whatever. Should have gotten Wurmcoil, obviously. A card that costs more than 3. And they're going to attack me for 2. And I imagine kill this Karn. So, down to 2 cards in hand. We are empty-handed. We draw Castle Locthwain, which is a pretty freaking good draw empty-handed, because this card is just unreal. We're going to do it. We're going to draw Thoughtseize. We're going to cast it. They have Bolt, and they have Emrakul, the Aeon's Torn. Interesting. So, there are 2 lands from Through the Breach. We've already thrown 1 Through the Breach out. So, Emrakul is not that scary. I'm using all stuff that gets discarded. It shuffles everything back. The Bolt, now that we have the castle going and we want to keep our left foot a little higher, I'm going to take the Bolt here. So now we're at 12 going to 10, and I want to be able to keep drawing, so they have Emrakul in their hand. If they go land through the breach, so be it. So be it. Also costs 5 mana to loot it away and then Goro's Vengeance it back, so that's also very expensive, so... okay, sure. I mean... pretty bold, honestly. Now they have no black mana. And while our castle is off, we can just draw spells. Like Bloodchief's Thirst. Yeah, I mean, this isn't like pretty, but we can do this. Alright, so now they just have no black mana. Pretty bold. Pretty bold, I'm not going to lie. Now they're going to go land through the breach, for sure. For sure. So, obviously a little annoying to play against a Blood Moon deck with our like land combo deck, but is what it is. Is what it is for now. They have locked... Those are Coffers. They have locked themselves out too. We are 2 lands from just casting Griselbrand. Just so we could abandon Mire this. We can cycle this and get back Karn. Play Karn and then start killing their lands. We're gonna do that. I think we're gonna do that. They've already cast 2 bolts. Just gonna say go. I could play this as a land, then I have to draw exactly a swamp, and we only have like, you know, so many swamps because we have fetch lands also. So just say go here. We're just gonna end step abandon Mire. Could also get lucky and hit like a Golos, something like that. Insolent Neonate. Alright. So channel this. Mill 3 and return a creature Planeswalker. And mill nothing of consequence. So there's Karn. Untap. Draw Profane Tutor. Not bad. I could also just get Wurmcoil Engine, honestly. That might be better. Just like play Karn, minus get Wurmcoil, suspend Tutor. I think I like that better. If we get the coating, we're not really like locking them off of lands. If they have a bolt, the coating's worthless anyway. I was gonna get a Wurmcoil. Like they are under what's it called? Blood Moon right now. So we have our Tutor suspended, and we will say go. Casting Wurmcoil is great. Drawing lands for Griselbrand is great. If Karn lives, it's great. We have Tutor in 2 turns, and they can't even cast their spells. So very aggro Blood Moon, you know? For a mulligan 5 game, I mean, this is pretty sweet. They're going to pitch a Griselbrand. That's scary. They play a Laments that doesn't make black, so sure. All right. Suspend 2 goes down to suspend 1. And we draw Marsh Flats. Karn can minus. Take a little look at our sideboard here. I'm going to just leave this on the screen, honestly. Karn can minus and go get Bridge Coating, Needle, Bomb, Orb, Ballista, Golos, Emrakul. I could just get Golos and cast it and cast Griselbrand next turn. I'm also casting Profane Tutor next turn. We don't want to get cheesed out by Through the Breach with the Emrakul in their hand. We only have 7 mana, so we can't go Wurmcoil plus Coating. Coating, of course, can turn their land into an artifact. And even though we can't kill it with Karn yet, we can still make it so they can't use the mana. Yeah, screwed up. I guess I didn't know I was drawing a land, but I could have gotten Golos, and then could have gotten Liquimetal this turn and cast both. Like thinking ahead a little bit. But I'm going to get the Coating. We can cast Griselbrand next turn. This, I think, does a better job of like maybe keeping them off it for a turn. Play Coating. Set upkeep stop. Say go. So upkeep, turn this into an artifact so they can't use it. And just hope they don't draw a natural swamp. Because now they can't through the breach us because they only have 3 mana. That is not a swamp. Alright. Untap. Profane Tutor. Cast it. And now we have everything we want, basically. We could do a lot of stuff here. Now Karn starts to kill lands. Map. Liliana. Invoke Despair. We do want to, like, definitely... Like, we could just get, like, Thoughtseize here, honestly. Just, like, Thoughtseize, then play Wurmcoil, kill their land. Could get a swap and cast Griselbrand. That doesn't... It sort of saves us from Emrakul. But kinda. I'm gonna get Thoughtseize. Just play Wurmcoil. So, get Thoughtseize. Draw for turn. Thoughtseize ya. and is Emrakul, Vengeance, Thoughtseize, Through the Breach. Perfect. So we take Through the Breach, kill their land. If they draw exactly Through the Breach or exactly a swamp, we are in a little bit of trouble, but I think we are about to turn the corner really hard, so it's fine. So take Through the Breach. We're going to make this into an artifact plus Karn. Kill it. Cast Wurmcoil. And they have their 1 turn window. Draw Swamp or Through the Breach. I'm sorry, not even Through the Breach. So, it's just basically just Swamp. And Swamp would only randomly put Griselbrand. It wouldn't actually kill us, being at a wonderful 8 life here, not 7. We hold for a turn and win the mulligan to 5 game. I would like to do it. Yes, we can. Yes, we can, folks. Yes, we can. Nice mulligan to 5. All right, so we're going to bring in 4 copies of Dauthi Voidwalker because obviously it's really, really good against them. And we're going to cut some garbage cards that aren't really good. So bring in these. We're going to cut these Damnations. These Fatal Pushes. And that's a lot of cards. All right, so maybe that's too many cards. Yeah, now onto a sideboard. That's a pretty big wish board. I mean, Fatal Push is just better than Damnation, I guess. Could bring in like the extra Golos. Could bring in like the Wurmcoil. Could bring in like the cards that like we can just cast because like these pushes are really bad. Obviously, Cling's kind of nice. Thirst. These pushes are almost useless. Let's bring these in. Bring these in. And we still, I'll leave Ballista in the boards. There's still one big thing to go get with the Karn, but the Karn is going to be pretty focused on getting the Coating or the Spellbomb. So, and then we have 2 Bloodchief's Thirst, which I think is fine. It's just as a removal spell if they happen to board in something. And it could also just, they somehow cast Griselbrand, it can kill it, I guess. They cast Merchant, whatever. It's like a whatever. It's better than the cards that are in the board, I think. So, think like this. Keep this sideboard open. All right, so I mean, it's not very good. Liliana's okay against them in that it can reduce their hand size, but it won't stop a Vengeance off the top. We have Profane Tutor on the draw. What am I going to hand to? He's actually Liliana's just worthless, I think. All right, we're going to keep this. Ship the Golos. We have Coffers, Urborg, and Kling. So Kling is obviously pretty good here as far as stopping the combo. They Thoughtseize anyway, so sure. Take the Kling, sure. All right. I'm just gonna play Swamp first. Hands obviously not ideal. These are the 2 cards we boarded in. I mean, we want more Goloses, but there's the innate. They might just get us on turn 3 here. If we don't draw anything useful, never mind. Good to it's good to do. Urborg, Thoughtseize. A little bit of relief there. Coffers Urborg goes positive with 4 more lands. They have Emrakul, Vengeance, Griselbrand. Take the Vengeance. They do have some boomers. So they're drawing to any Vengeance here, but if they draw it, they draw it. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm going to close this. That is some design. Oh, this is the swamp. That's why it has to have the extra text. Play Marsh Flats. Discard Griselbrand. Did they find the Vengeance? I'm going to guess no. But who am I to say, you know? They have Blood Moon? They have Blood Moon. All right. That's pretty bad. They have their Swamp and a Blood Moon. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. What's up, opponent? How you doing over there? Haggle. Discarding Leyline of Sanctity. Ragavan. Probably a sideboard juke. So maybe we'll bring some of those pushes back in, I guess. All right. Yeah, I mean, you got me. That's a Ragavan. That is a Ragavan. Yep. So we have add 4, we have 5. We don't have for Golos next turn. They hit my Liliana the Veil. That's kind of annoying. Honestly, that is pretty good against our Golos next turn. So each player discards, I can only assume. Now, it's funny though, because if the Emrakul gets discarded, the graveyard shuffles, which is kind of humorous. We are close to casting Wurmcoil, so we also can Golos for Bojuka Bog, which is cool too. So, all right, discard a land. They discarded a Lightning Bolt. So they have 1 card in hand. It's Emrakul. Untap. Draw Dauthi Voidwalker. Pretty good card, but not ideal at the moment. So play land. Add 4. Add 5. Play Golos. We can get a Bojuka Bog here. We can get another Coffers here. We can get a Castle. Get a Blast Zone. A lot of options here. A lot of options. I imagine they're going to minus Liliana on my Ragavan next turn. If I get another Coffers, I can go 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can cast both these next turn. That's pretty good. I'm saying another Coffers, I think. If I get the Bog, then I can make 5, 6, 7 mana. If I draw a land, I can cast both of them. Obviously, casting Voidwalker is pretty ideal. Interesting. Very interesting. Wurmcoil, Voidwalker. Bogging Griselbrand removes some of their top deck potential. Yeah, let's bog them. All right, it's a bog you. Then once Voidwalker comes down, they can't discard stuff anymore for profit. They're going to minus here. We draw a spell. We can play Voidwalker or something else. We draw a land. We can cast both of these, which would be ideal. I think casting both of these is like the perfect turn. So here's Ragavan. I'm going at it again. Hitting a Cabal Coffers. Which would have been a fine draw, but whatever. 2 cards in hand. Cast the Merchant of the Veil. Say go. Untap, draw Liliana of the Veil. Okay. So add some mana. This is 5, 6, 7. We could Liliana Voidwalker here. Losing Wurmcoil is not ideal. Voidwalker obviously quite good against them. If they discard this this Emrakul. Then our Liliana just dies though. I think I should cast Wurmcoil here. I don't think Liliana's that good. I'm just gonna cast the Wurmcoil. Like, we edict them, they sack the Merchant, they still have Ragavan. They can just edict me, kill the Voidwalker, attack a Ragavan. It's pretty bad. So just get the old Wormy in play and see what they do. They're gonna Thoughtseize me, sure. So that's my hand. But I have Wurmcoil. So we're playing off top a little bit here. Slow as Emrakul. And enough mana to discard it and then immediately reanimate it if they draw a Vengeance, or they can draw a Through the Breach. So not out of the woods yet. They haggle Emrakul. No, they shuffled it. Oh, wow, okay. So they're just going to be Lilianing away the hands and trying to play an empty-handed game, but that's pretty good for us, I think, with a Wurmcoil in play. Rowie Smith here showing up, Merchant of the Veil. Buying old worn-out junk, but selling marvels of real value. All right, so each player discards. Shuffle Emrakul. Both players have no cards. We want to draw any spell here. Any spell possible. Just give me a spell. I'll take some lands too, honestly. A Castle Locthwain would be great. We also have Cling to Dust, this little flashback action. It's kind of cool. Draw a Coffers. We could Cling our own stuff to draw a card. Or we can leave Cling up as a defensive measure, although realistically they have nothing right now. Putting together 2 pieces is kind of tough. I'm going to Coffers Cling. So we're going to add 6. Cling my... I'm going to target a non-creature, so we draw a card. So Cling this. And remove Thoughtseize Flat. Liliana Golos. Voidwalker. So... Oh, I'm such an idiot. I think I thought it was 4, not 5 cards. So obviously we exiled the card we were targeting, so we didn't draw a card. I screwed up. I made a mistake. What do you want from me? I thought it was 4 cards. I mean, the fifth card would be exiled, but I just screwed up. So what are you gonna do? Don't do what I just did, folks. Don't do what I just did. So we can Wurmcoil attack Liliana. That allows them to attack me, or we can just sit here under Liliana forever, which kind of sucks also. I'm gonna attack Lily. They can Ragavan me, I think. They don't have a lot of mana, so. Stupid. Obviously a very bad play. I thought it was exile 4 cards. So eat a merchant, gain 6. So they attack Ragavan. A lot of our cards just like don't function for them. Like they've hit like an Expedition map or a Griselbrand or like whatever. It's kind of whatever. So any lands a miss too. Sure, they had a map. So like they can map for a land here, I guess, if they want to, but it's not like, you know, not really that exciting for them. We have basically infinite mana in play. So get a Marsh Flats. Each player discards a card. Discard their own Marsh Flats, sure. This is a little odd because they just discarded a card for a Liliana that's going to die anyway. Kind of a strange play, but draw Voidwalker, pretty good. So kill Liliana. They can Ragavan again, but whatever. And now Voidwalker turns off graveyard stuff. Of course, has the added bonus of maybe nabbing an Emrakul or something like that. You get a little lucky. Bring it on. Ragavan hits. Profane Tutor, which they cannot cast. You can't suspend from the Ragavan zone, and you can't cast the Profane Tutor, so that is actually a blank hit. 2 in the pool, 3 in the pool. Haggle. Exile Thoughtseize, goes under the Voidwalker. Untap, and we draw Catacombs. Not cool. Not cool. Just gonna jam. I mean, like, I don't think I mind trading blows of Ragavan. We're getting in for 9 here and putting them dead on board. So leaving back the Wurmcoil seems a little unnecessary. Just close the game out. Just gonna play the land. In case they hit me like Liliana or something like that. We got a lot of mana, folks. 3, 6, 7. So we have 7, 12, 13, 14, 15 mana, I believe. All right, that's pretty good. Although, it's Griselbrand. Okay. I think this is, like, fine. Honestly. If it was Emrakul, I think it was actually honestly fine, too. Because eventually it would die and I would Voidwalker it and cast it. But now they attack. They can gain 7 and draw 7, but it puts them back dead on board. And we still are just, like, doing our thing here. 24 life. They draw a new hand. Like, what are they actually hoping for? Hit another map, sure. Draw 7. Make a land drop, and then what? You know, like, I don't know. Bono, what are you going to do? Not that I'm bored, technically, obviously, because they can just chump block the Wurmcoil, but, like, they lose Griselbrand. They're going to 3. I gain another 6. I'm drawing to a lot of good cards here, presumably. Play the map, sure. say goodbye Griselbrand. I can also just cast a Griselbrand now, right? So now Griselbrand gets exiled, and now Voidwalker can just cast it. So I think this game's actually just over. Let's double check this. Yep. All right. So yeah. Just gonna cast the old Grizzy. Just gonna cast the old Grizzy. Just gonna pay 7, draw 7. Not too bad when you have 100,000 mana in play. And then we're going to play a land. We're going to do things and kill them. So, oops. We're gonna add swamps. Add for swamps. 14, 15, 16. Make 18 mana. Let's go from there. So we're gonna play kick this, which is just lethal, but we'll play some more stuff too. Play a Bloodchief's Thirst. Play a Golos. Play a map. Oh, that okay, sure. They didn't want to play against the wrong Griselbrand. So 1-0, sweet match. Sweet match. Obviously the mulligan to 5 and game 1. That was sweet. 1-0. Alright, round 2. And our hand is not great. We are on the draw. Opponent mulligan to 6. We can keep this. We have Inquisition and Thirst. We have Cling to draw. Obviously, drawing the Archon is not ideal. Opponent mulligan to 5. Sure. So, need some mana. You know, don't have Urborg or a Cabal Coffers, but figure it out. Swamp. Thoughtseize. All right. Sure. Bring it on. Castle Locthwain. Usually pretty good in spots like this, but you need to have more mana, obviously. This card's just so good. Just unbelievable how good this card is. Goodbye, Karn. I've got a hauntingly bad feeling that we're going to miss here, but let's take a look. Let's take a look. Well, we got a Mire, folks. We got a Mire. Take the, we might as well miss because Fatal Push is like so worthless, but they play Castle. We're both stuck on lands, but I have a cantrip and I have a Tutor Register, which is awesome. So great draw of a Tutor. Say go. You can start assembling our lands here. Interesting, there's no like Field of Ruin in this deck to like break up the opponent's lands, and they miss a land drops. The game's basically over, I think. We gotta miss on a land here, but we have 2 looks at it, so Suspend goes down. Pretty funny just being Sylvan Scrying here. Draw Thoughtseize. We're gonna, I guess we'll start by Thoughtseize, sure. Thoughtseize. Griselbrand, Bloodchief's Thirst, Karn. Yeah, this is just embarrassing. All right, sure. So we're going to cling the Karn, just draw a card. Draw another Tutor. All right, so we're both stuck on 2. But we get to tutor for a land next turn, so sure. An actual factual mirror match. Our tutors are nicer, though. Untap. Pop a Tutor. And it's funny because you don't want to get Urborg against them because it'll turn on their coffers. So I don't even know what we're getting here. Like, now we're making land drops and they're not. So that's appealing. And it's pretty interesting. Getting coffers doesn't really work because, like, we don't have swamps to use it naturally. And again, coffers doesn't actually tap for black. So we might just be getting like actual swamp here. I guess like a swamp is just worse than like a blast zone or just something else that taps for black. Second castle. God, I really want to draw land. Yeah, I guess it's just castle, just like a black land. That's fine for me. All right, draw for turn. Draw the Damnation. All right, so now we can like Profane Tutor or Liliana. Their hand's pretty bad. They have a Griselbrand and a Bloodchief's Thirst. They actually basically have nothing at this point. So Liliana, like, while it can definitely work on their hand, it's not really doing a ton of damage. Whereas Tutor will guarantee me another land drop sooner, which is kind of ridiculous, but I'm going to Tutor. Say go. Next turn we can Liliana and both discard our boomers. It's kind of an amusing mirror where like you can't really play Urborg. Drop Fatal Push. Yes, pretty bad draws on both sides, but now Liliana's here, start mopping things up. We're gonna discard a probably a Fatal Push. So even though like Archon of Cruelty is so far away, like it just all these cards are bad. So weird mirror. And they discard a Fatal Push also. Okay. Now they can get a land. But there's still 2 mana off of casting Bloodchief's Thirst to kill the Liliana. So we have the Profane Tutor. Could get like a discard spell if we really wanted to, but we probably just want to get another land, honestly. Like, I imagine land is what they're getting also. They're going to play Urborg. That is incredibly gutsy, given that I have a tutor coming off right now. Just the gutsiest of plays from my opponent. Just the gutsiest of plays. You got to respect it a little bit, honestly. We'll get Cabal Coffers. We'll draw for turn. We'll play the Coffers. Now we have 5 mana available. They can obviously thirst to kill my Liliana next turn. Prefer if that didn't happen, but whatever, I guess. A plus here. Discard Damnation. They'll discard Griselbrand, maybe? Okay. They have 2 cards left. If they have their own coffers, I don't even think it's that bad. Yeah, we have 5 mana here. Yeah, 3 or 4 or 5. Just Profane Tutor, I guess. You could like Cling to Dust in theory and just like try and draw a card, but I think you're just playing the Tutor again makes sense. So Tutor up, just say go. Kind of a weird, slow, awkward game. If they go land Thirst on the Liliana, that's great. Honestly, like sure, whatever. We draw a land. We'll have 5. Well, we're 1 short of Archon then, but that's they're going to kill Liliana, which is totally fine. 1 card left. We have the mana advantage and the Castle Locthwains. And this is part of what makes this like awesome, is the ability to just funnel your Coffers mana into your Castle Locthwains and can make it a draw. Oh my god. Okay, sure. That might actually just be Archon, right? Let's add it up here. I can't do this math. I believe so. The 8? It's 9, actually. Wow. All right. That's the game. Wrap it up. There goes their last card. We draw Thoughtseize, and we'll say go. So yeah, I think my opponent wasn't thinking about the symmetrical aspect of Urborg, because I think getting Urborg in this matchup seems like suicide. But all right, so untap, tutor for, I guess, like Griselbrand, I guess. I don't even know. I'm not sure what we're scared of here. Like, yeah, sure. Get Griselbrand. Draw Invoke Despair. Attack with Archon of Cruelty. Trigger. Drain. Okay, that actually just kills them, right? That's, yeah, so if this actually, we can just double lava axe them out, which is humorous to say the least. Actually, no, we're 1 short. We have 9. We have 9 mana. So add black. Add black. This is 8, 9 mana, so we're 1 short of like double fireball on them out. Let's cast Griselbrand, I guess. Draw 7 cards, I guess. And they're going to castle in response. Go to 5, absolutely. We're going to pay 7 life. We're going to play a land, and we're going to discard spell them. I think this game is Probably in garbage time. Just gonna throw that one out there. Yeah. All right. So pretty weird mirror, where you can't really play Urborg. I would say Voidwalker plays here. I would say obviously our pushes seem pretty bad. Although if they're bringing in Voidwalker, also then our pushes aren't that bad anymore. Probably want to like take out like 2 Damnations and 2 pushes, because Damnation seems atrocious. Bloodchief Stars can still kill like a big thing or a Planeswalker, which is fine. Invoke Despair is kind of cool. Any of these one-ofs I want to bring in? I don't think so. That's good. This works for me. Can't really rely on our mana engine, which is a little weird, but we can just like play lands, you know? I guess we can just do that. Yeah, Urborg, symmetrical. Both sides. Both sides. Raw deal. Raw deal. So amusingly enough, we have a Urborg in our hand, which almost feels like a mulligan. We just like don't want to cast it. I think it's just a mulligan. Like our hand's just bad. They have like a discard spell. We lose this, and our hand just doesn't do anything. Not a mulligan. Coffers Delta map. I mean, I guess this is okay. The problem, of course, is that Coffers doesn't tap for mana, but I'm not going to 5. I'm going to keep this. Keep this. Ship a push. Give a cantrip. Map. Let's go from there. Locthwain tapped. Interesting. All right. Play Delta. Swamp Thoughtseize. Swamp Thoughtseize. There. Oh, Torok's a nice one. Their hand is ridiculous. Their hand is a bunch of really expensive cards and a Voidwalker. Now, we have a thirst for Voidwalker. Torok's actually pretty good, but they don't have enough mana for it yet. And Liliana's kind of awkward too. The good news is we have this expedition map. We can kind of like empty our hand, where Torok won't matter, I don't think. But then Liliana's like pretty good too, honestly. I think it's Liliana. And then we'll thirst their Voidwalker. Because I don't think Torok's gonna matter. I think it's gonna be too slow. There's Swamp. There's your Voidwalker. Untap. So we actually want like more swamps for Cabal Coffers. We're gonna play this. We're gonna kill this. And we're gonna play map. Like I said, we can do a pretty good job of just like emptying our hand here before the Torok can even come down. Even if they go runner lands. If they don't runner lands, their hand just like an 8-drop, a 5-drop, and a 4-drop. So Tutor and no land. All right, it's pretty good for us. We draw our own Voidwalker. Now, again, important to note, this Coffers is not tapped for mana. Well, I guess you could tap it for 1 mana off of 2 mana, but I kind of just like the idea of playing Voidwalker here. They have no current answer, and like if we draw a discard spell, we just cast because we're going to win the game. So, and of course, I can't tap this, so it doesn't work. Just gonna say go. Missed land drops both games is obviously a little bit rough, but I do think their choice to get Urborg in game 1 was a little bit dubious, a little bit. Again, I probably didn't realize the symmetrical aspect of it. Most cards aren't like that these days. Sure, so they nab a discard spell here, whatever, but these cards are kind of irrelevant. Need to have 3 mana, 3 swamps in play to break even on Cabal Coffers without an Urborg. All right, yeah, this is a... Ooh, wow, what a draw. Okay. We are going to start by clinging. We're just going to try and get lucky and draw Thoughtseize, I think. Just cling the Liliana. Draw Verdant Catacombs. Okay, we're just going to castle and attack. And say go. We can map for something here. Not sure what yet. It's funny. It might actually just be Urborg, because like now we have the mana and they don't. We'll see how this turn goes for them, but like if they don't have an Urborg or Cabal Coffers and they're behind on lands anyway, might want to get our engine online. It's a little risky though, but obviously opens up a lot of avenues for them. But we have Castle and mana, so again, just funneling the Urborg mana or the Coffers mana into Castle is very good. Of course, don't know what they got. Probably a swamp, I would assume. Okay. That's an interesting one. We can like blast zone that. We have like ways to remove it, and like obviously we just take control of the game. We'll be all right. And it's pretty interesting, honestly. So now, what do we do? What do? We fire up the map, and our options are: we could get Urborg and just get this party started. Their hand is Torok, Invoke, Griselbrand, X. It is risky to get Urborg. If we want to, we just get the blast zone and just like get ready to blow up the bridge later, so we want to have access to it. Kind of want to just get Urborg. It seems foolish though. Could just get a swamp, start building up natural swamps for Cabal Coffers, and start doing it the old-fashioned way. That's the awkward part. So like, without, I'm gonna get Urborg. Let's freaking do it. Let's freaking do it. Right, untap, draw, Thoughtseize. That's pretty good. Now we just win the game on spots. It doesn't actually matter anymore. So we just Thoughtseize them, take the Griselbrand, cast it, win the game. Yeah, they have a land too. So yeah, I think we're not playing Urborg. Just gonna play, take Griselbrand. Cast Griselbrand. Draw 7. And never play an Urborg, basically, until we're going to win the game. Play Swamp. Play Void. Nope, hold on. We're 8. They have 3 cards in hand. We know them all. They can Torok me next turn, which is whatever. We can't attack them, which is awkward. But we probably just want to get Liliana down, I guess, and start working on ultimating Liliana as well as a possible avenue. So let's do that. I don't think that we need to Voidwalker here. So sure. Liliana plus discard redundant coffers. And just say go. They discard Invoke Despair. We say go. Again, can't attack, which is fine. They play their own blast zone, sure. They're going to Torok us, which is fine. We discard 2 lands. Awkwardly not the Urborg lands, but sure. Untap and draw a Castle Locthwain, sure. So isn't really a reason to edict them because this can't attack anyway. We just play Castle, play Voidwalker, play Profane Tutor, and then plus Liliana. So do this plus this, just to discard Liliana. I think I'll keep the option to Urborg if I like really want it, but that gets bigger, whatever. Guess I could have exiled the Delta, but whatever. Play Voidwalker. Profane Tutor, and say go. We can also Karn the bridge and then just kill it with a kill spell. It's also an avenue. So feeling pretty good here, honestly. I really don't see a great way out for them. Charge up that blast zone. Wait, did they charge it up? Only has 1 counter on it. Weird. I don't know. All right, so 2 goes down. Now they have a map we definitely can't play Urborg, so draw. There's Karn, and that kind of does it, honestly. So we edict them. We play Karn. Again, this does not make mana, so play Karn. I mean, just gonna minus in case they draw a way to kill it. Minus, go get. I don't know. Whatever. Or 8. I think it's Wurmcoil. I don't think it freaking matters. All right, so Wurmcoil. And we say go. Can't attack. Next turn, we animate the Ensnaring Bridge. We edict them. We kill them. They also get Mat, which is kind of cute too. So draw their own copy of Liliana of the Veil, which is not going to be good enough. So sack creature, sack the Voidwalker. Now we can. I think we can play Urborg now, honestly, because they can't draw a Coffers and a big threat. So untap. This tutor goes off. Yeah, sure. So this turn was going to be Karn plus on Ensnaring Bridge, make it a creature, edict them, play Urborg, make a bunch of mana, attack, draw 7, just like, you know, so on and so forth. So sweet, 2-up. All right, match 3 on the play. Hand is fine. It's not great, but it's fine. We have an Urborg. We have a few kill spells. We got a big spell. Not thrilled with our hand, but it is certainly passable. We also have Bojuka Bog, which can kind of be cool too. We're gonna play the Urborg here. It's a little awkward to play it on 1. He's like, if it is a mirror, perhaps, or like they just need black mana, it can be awkward. But play Castle tapped, and I can't push. I'm playing Bog. Could play Delta, I guess, and just like hold it, I suppose. Yeah, maybe play Deltas, right? I don't want to waste the Delta because the revolt trigger might matter. But I could just like leave it in play forever and play Urborg next turn. So maybe Delta's right there. I don't know. It's pretty here nor there. If I'm cracking the Delta, I'm casting push anyways, so. What's up there, Timmy? Tiny Tim? What's going on? Mrs. Bobble, Spire of Industry. Okay. Thoughts these. Yeah, I mean, sure. So they didn't need the black mana from Urborg, but they did use it. They could have paid 1 there. Take the Invoke. We draw Blast Zone. All right. I'm going to play Delta and say go. So they have Emery or something like that. Spire of Industry, Mrs. Bobble, Thoughtseize. Okay. Urza's Sega. It's good. It's good. It's pretty good. Poor Blast Zone. Just can't take out those Sega tokens. Moon Snare Prototype. Taps artifacts for mana. Pithing Needle. All right, sure. They're probably named Castle, but I'm going to correct this so they can't stone ram me. Get a Swamp. Resolve Needle. Again, I imagine they'll name Castle Locthwain. I guess they could name Blast Zone, honestly. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I just drew this. They don't know about that one. So Blast Zone on 1 here is not bad. It's not too bad. And then oh yeah, Blast Zone on 1 here is nice. Blast Zone on 1 here is pretty nice. We're gonna keep that one concealed, I think. Discard Ensnaring, which is some sort of weird like lantern attack. Oh, that's pretty good too. All right, so I'm just gonna play Castle and say go, I guess. They were quick to want to discard a card, means they might have another bridge in their hand. Right now, Blast Zone kills Cookbook, Needle, and Prototype. And also shrinks the presumable Saga tokens coming along here. She might just kill Fatal Push. Actually, I'm not going to do it yet, so. They have one card left. Might be able to milk this this Blast Zone a little more, honestly. Might just go Karn. No, we can't play Karn. This is just too big. It'll die to the token. See what we draw here. The Saga token is going to be big. Damnation. That is a kind of nice answer to these Saga tokens. We have Awkward Lens. We Karn here. They just kill it with the Soak token. We can't do that. So we play Blast Zone. We reveal that we have Blast Zone. I think it might just be Bog. Just like take a turn off, whatever. Just say go. Exile your graveyard. Say go. They make a token end step. Untap, make a token. Search for a 1-drop of some kind. We have Blast Zone in the chamber, ready to go. A bobble. Targeting themselves. Which seems odd because they're just going to draw the card anyway and don't need to know what it is. Yeah, not being able to play Karn last turn kind of sucks. But yeah, do your thing. Draw off Bobble. Fire up Saga. I imagine they're making a token here. If they don't make a token, I just Fatal Push the Construct, which is also fine. And of course, they know we have these. They don't know these cards. All right, make token. Search for. Obviously, they get a 1. Blast Zone kills it, so. Probably looking at Damnation with push up next turn, then Blast Zone all this crap away. We could, in theory, just Blast Zone the crap away. Like, I could have played Blast Zone this turn, but then I couldn't have played Damnation next turn, which was the concern. So, it only kills 3 things. They still have some pretty big stuff. And also, then they would know not to get a 1-drop off Saga, too. So, what are they going to get here? What's it going to be? Go for it. Get a Welding Jar. Can't be regenerated for the creatures. Do we think we can get him to use the jar here? Or the Fatal Push? I think we can. They're going to use it. They're going to use it. Yep, got him. So that regens and removes from combat. Discard a... It's really big on emptying their hand here. So we untap and we draw a Fatal Push again. Sure. So we're just going to cast Damnation. Suppose we didn't need to expose our Blast Zone here, but I think it's fine. Making land drops is kind of important if they Castle Locthwain in play. There's your Codex Shredder, which they are playing into my Blast Zone. This is a Lantern deck. We also just have Karn. So, Karn is obviously pretty good against the Artifacty deck. Might land here. Coffers would be ideal, but Golos. I think getting Coffers is better than just playing Karn. So, yeah. Makes our next turn so much better. All right, well, that was lucky, but I think it still doesn't matter. So they what? So they spike the lantern off of the Codex Shredder, which would allow them to return with Academy Ruins, and that sets up their lantern plus Codex Shredder. But we just have Blast Zone in play and Karn in our hands. This seems like a pretty good matchup. Just on paper. And definitely need to board some cards out here. I would say that it's funny. Damnation isn't that bad, honestly. I would say that our Bloodchief's thirsts probably aren't great. Invoke Despair, not really great. I think we can remove one of our big boomies. I think Damnation's honestly just fine against Urza Saga. And Invoke Despair seems kind of bad. Doesn't really kill anything. Yeah, let's just do this, sure. I'm not exactly sure what wants to come in or out, but feels like a pretty good matchup, just how things line up. I'll be just a Blast Zone, main deck Karns, like discard spells, like so on and so forth. Damnation, surprisingly relevant. Yeah, sounds great. Discard spell into Voidwalker is totally fine. Karn set up on turn 4. Their hand could be anything. It could even be a boat. Needle on top, map on top for us. So we can obviously play the map and they can just needle it, which is kind of annoying. But question being, would I rather just... Ooh, Urborg, that's cool. Look at the top card of... But they already know the top card of our libraries. They needle map. I'm going to crack the Catacombs immediately if they can't needle it. They only have 2 cards left. And obviously they have these baubles like kind of hiding their cards from a discard spell. I do want to play Voidwalker as soon as possible though. Pretty sure just discard spell into Voidwalker into map crack if they don't needle it. Alright, so they're... If they unload the clip here at all the baubles, I might hold off my discard spell. Yeah, I'm going to hold it. Now I'm going to hold it. Because now they're going to have a 6-card hand next turn. I'm just going to play Catacombs, fetch Swamp, play map. Shuffle away Urborg, which is fine, I think. I don't want them to needle my land. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe I should just get the Urborg on top. I don't know. Alright, so they draw... I should have seen all the cards they drew, but they are not revealed. So, don't know what to tell you. That's pretty awkward. It's pretty awkward. This reveals the cards. Each trigger is individual trigger as far as drawing a card. So I don't know why I can't see the cards that were drawn, but I guess that's just how it's going to be. Quality software. Needle, sure. Gotta imagine this is a name map here. Yeah, so we're going to fire off a discard spell next turn. Yeah, I think fetching was really bad. Fetching also helps to clear the top of the library with the lantern in play. It's like a pseudo scribe. They don't have a land? Oh, wow. We have Golos on top. Sure. So we're going to play Flats, discard spell. We're going to Shredder, Iteration, Relic. And they're drawing Relic. It's very interesting, honestly. We just want to get to Karn, honestly. And I think Iteration is the best card in their hand. I'm sorry. They revealed the Relic. Their top card is a discard spell, but they can't cast it. Yeah. Just gonna take the Iteration, I guess. Hand is Shredder, Relic. Just say go. Top card is Golos. I probably don't want that. They could pop their lantern here. That would be pretty gutsy. But just a shuffle. This can pop as a shuffle. They're going to play a Shredder, sure. Wait, their top card was this card again? Okay. I'm going to mill Golos into Karn. And mill that one too. Top card is Cascading Cataracts. I'm just going to shuffle. We can do better. Swamp. Top card, Thoughtseize. They have 2 cards in hand. One of them's a relic. And one of them must be an Inquisition. Top card is Cabal Coffers. Cute. Cute, cute, cute. Oh, we know they can obviously codex themselves to look for a land. Relic, discard spell. Discard spells don't actually hit anything, so take that. Play this. Play Voidwalker. Probably should have done the opposite order, obviously, because this would have been exiled or Voidwalker, but whatever, it's fine. They draw a Lantern. They draw Inquisition. Top card's Lantern, and we just play Karn next turn, and they can't win. So cool. Yeah. All right. Straight. Good old Karn. Big mistake design-wise. The prison passives on the Planeswalkers from War of Spark. Big mistake. 3-0. All right. Round number 4. Opponent mulls to 6. Our hand is not great, but I think with Tutor, it's just fine. We're just going to keep. Opponent mull with 6. Got some utility lands here. Got a Tutor. You got draws. Ooh. Timber Crown Pathway Ancient Stirrings. Tell me more, opponent. Color me intrigued. Urza Sega. Okay, sure. Map. Cool. That's halfway there, I guess, right? So let's play Swamp Map. Take a. We have Profane Tutor queued up as well. I'll probably Tutor onto rather than Map. Rather have a Arcbound. This is like a hard scale deck, I guess. Interesting. It's also interesting how good our Karns have been. All right, so we're just gonna play. I'm just gonna Catacombs, fetch, Profane Tutor. Again, Tutor can get Wrath on turn 4 also, which is pretty sweet. So by spending it now, that's why this card's kind of awesome, because you get the card on the turn you're going to cast it. So if we cast it right now, we're not even sure what we want, but on turn 5 we will know. We can get it then. So Profane Tutor, I like you. I like the card a lot. Next turn will probably just be Bog, Map. See what we draw, but sack Arcbound Ravager to itself. Take things I don't miss about Paper Magic for 400, Alex. All right. Saga up to 2. Saga number 2. Hangerback Walker. Okay. That is obviously good against a Damnation, but slow. It's pretty good. They can modular over and stuff, but like they wasted their Saga token, so it's like a spot removal spell would be ideal, but let's see what we draw here. Again, getting Coffers is a little awkward because doesn't really tap for Manus too well, so spend down, draw Bloodchief Thirst. Sick draw. Just a great draw. So now I get to just Thirst the Hangerback Walker and Damnation next turn. All right. Bog, yeah. And so they go. Way Bogs over here. They have 3 cards in hand, so you can Tutor for a Damnation and cast it. We have Karn. other options available to us as well. We're obviously not under that much pressure at present, so make a Saga token, pop the Saga. We're going to get a Springleaf Drum, sure. Craghound Pathway again. Tap for red, tap for blue. Go on. Ballista on 1. So I suppose in response to Damnation, they can like shoot me with Ravager. Must have been a misclick there. Just didn't attack us. It's probably a pretty big oopsie. Cast Tutor. Get Damnation. Draw for turn. Fatal Push. Not a bad follow-up. So they sack everything to Ravager, modular to Ballista, and shoot us for like 4 here. Something like that, right? Or not. Opponent doesn't seem to be super invested in this game so far. That's my analysis. They get a Needle for my map. It's mildly annoying, but nope, get a Glimmer Wasp, sure. Grove of the Wurmcoil's animation module, 1 card left. Sure. So untap and draw. Profane Tutor once again. So we're just gonna get an Urborg, and we're just going to tutor and then probably just Fatal Push this thing. I don't want my counters to put on a permanent control and make a 1 if you do create a thingy. Choose a counter. Sure. Alright. I'm gonna kill this before they can use it for mana for this, so yeah, we're just gonna pop this, get Urborg. We have more Urborgs than or more coffers than Urborgs. We just get Urborg here. Play Urborg. Tap for black. Tutor again. And I'm just gonna kill this now. This game feels fairly over. Good old Damnation. It's just old school. It's gangster. Hard scales. Right on time. Right on time. And once again, just like not going to... I don't understand why they're just not attacking. I don't get it. I don't understand what's happening. All right. I mean, just going to play Golos and get the old Cabal Coffers and play land, I guess, right? Like, I don't really know why they're not doing anything. There's your Coffers. There's Marsh Flats. And just pass it back to you, I guess. Profane Tutor probably just gets Archon now. End step, they can add a counter. Oh, they wanted the mana. That makes sense. So this time it made sense not to attack. They wanted to use the mana for the module, add a counter to this, and then make a token. Sure. Totally fine. Totally fine. They draw Arcbound Worker. We're working on it. I think we're just getting Damnation again off of Tutor, honestly. It's like Damnation Karn. What's the red for besides the ability on the Glimmer Wasp? Alright, so does not have flying, like at the block. They, of course, can sack their worker and pump it, which is totally fine. So I think we're going to Wrath anyway. Even though it's a Wasp, needs a little help to get flying. Put a counter on it. Whatever, sure, same thing. Either way is fine by me. Untap. Pop off the old Tutor. Get ourselves our second copy of Damnation. Draw for turn. Play a land. Crank up the old Coffers for a fat 8 mana. Cast Damnation. I mean, let's cast Griselbrand too. You know? Little Griselbrand action. Little Grizzle Daddies. Even better than Karn. Even better. Daddy's home. Cool. Kind of interesting here because Voidwalker is kind of sweet. It does turn off the modular abilities, which is kind of awesome because modularing is a huge part of their deck. That being said, it is also a 2-mana creature that can't block, so not as exciting. But I think Invoke Despair. I guess Invoke Despair kills Hardened Scales. Kills Urza Saga too. It just feels really, really slow. More of like a grindy. Let's cut those. I'm gonna bring it all 4 Voidwalkers. They're just cheap. Liliana also feels maybe Liliana's just worse than the Invoke Despair is. Leave these in and cut like Cling to Dust or something. We'll try this. I'm not exactly sure if this is how I want it to be, but again, Voidwalker's not great. But if it just sits there and slows them down for a bit, look at this hand. I mean, it does have, turn whatever Coffers plus Urborg, but it doesn't have actual anything else. So, unfortunately, we're gonna mulligan this one. Give me like a single spell, and I keep this hand. But all right, and you mulligan to just the actual combo. Sure, keep this. I'm going to ship one of the Karns. Turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Voidwalker, turn 3. It's not turn 3 Karn, but yeah. Again, Voidwalker is not great against them, but it does turn off the modular stuff, so. Hello. All right, folks. Companion article to this video, as always, on CoolStuffInc.com. I do video articles Monday, written articles Friday. And there's always free content every weekday on CoolStuffInc.com by many wonderful offers that are my comrades, my coworkers, my brothers in arms, and sisters in arms too. And yeah, they're all great. It's CoolStuffInc.com. Content out the wazoo. Free, no paywall. Also use promo code Jim5 5% off your order as well. So we're gonna Thoughtseize, see what's up. They have the Ozolith, Ozzy. They have a Ravager, a Automaton, a Needle, and a Shadow Spear. Automaton's pretty good. And then once again, the Voidwalker will turn off the modular stuff. So let's take this. Definitely could just tutor on 2, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm not sure what I want to do yet. We'll see what they play. I imagine I'm just playing Growth and Ravager, but sure. We draw another Voidwalker. Question becomes like, how much do we feel like we need to get Voidwalker out? I don't think we do. I'm just gonna play the tutor. Play tutor, say go. Don't have a 4th land yet either, so tutoring for Blast Zone or for even another Coffers is pretty good, or Castle, honestly. Voidwalkers don't look great, obviously, but opponent plays another Grove of the Burnwillows. Their hand is Needle, Shadow Spear, Mystery Card. I would say their hands have not been great against us. They have not been great. Yep, promo code Jim5, 5% off your order, CoolStuffInc.com. Go order your Cabal Coffers now. Also check me out on my own personal stream, Jim Davis MTG on Twitch, my own personal YouTube channel, Jim Davis MTG on YouTube, and then on Twitter, also Jim Davis MTG. Plan to eventually expand to Instagram and TikTok, but I'm not really very hip. I'm not really that with it, so I will do my best to fake it and see what I can do for the prospect of expansion to new platforms. Plays the Needle. Thinking about the name. What's it going to be? Karn, the Great Creator. Sure. So, of course, Karn will still be a will still be a Null Rod. All right, there's a Ballista. Sure. Okay. Draw Inquisition, another card, Shadow Spear. All right. I mean, like, if we play Voidwalker and they draw a land, I guess I just can't kill it yet. Yeah, we're just gonna take the Shadow Spear and just play Voidwalker. So. I guess I'll play this first. They can obviously Ravager around a little bit. Pump some stuff up. Can't modular with this thing in play, but Ozolith is whenever a creature leaves the battlefield. So the Ozolith works. Modular does not. They draw a land. They can pump Ballista. I don't know why this opponent just refuses to attack. I just don't understand. All right, so we're going to cast Profane Tutor. What's it going to get? Don't actually have a 4th land here for a Wrath. Can't really defend the Karn. Blast Zone. Play land. Add 4, 5. Can't Blast Zone and Voidwalker. I could buy just getting Castle. The end step pump Ballista kind of sucks. Yeah, I mean, I think we should a land drop here. Just like a Castle, sure. It's kind of awkward, but Profane Tutor, numero 2. Again, I can play Karn, but can't activate it. If I play it, they can't activate the Ravager or the Ballista, but I can't block either, so. All right, I mean, play another Voidwalker. I could cast their Shadow Spear if I wanted to. Oops. Where's my... There it is. Like, I guess I just stack. I don't know. Whatever, sure. Add a counter to Ballista. Again, they still have a free attack, so... Drawing a land might even be our best draw. We just have mana to funnel into our castle. Saga was, I don't know if it was their best draw, but it was definitely a good draw for them. All right, opponent attacking now, so sure. No pumps, weird, but sure. Catacombs, okay. So now we have 7 mana. Again, can't activate, oops. Can't activate the Karn. Just means they can't activate their stuff. I mean, we can Damnation next turn, so I guess we're just gonna Castle, take 2, see what we draw. There's no point really playing Karn naked like this, so that was a good draw. That was a good draw. Now we attack. When they go to pump Ballista, we kill it. Sure. Voidwalkers are clocking here too, so. All right, so they're going to pump. We're going to kill. They'll kill a Voidwalker, which is all fine, honestly. So they kill Voidwalker response. It's fine. There's a little bit counters in the Ozolith, which will go over to the Ravager. But then the Ravager can't put them anywhere else because it can't modular, so. Oh, I guess sure. I guess that makes sense. The counters are move from Ballista and then it dies state base. So it doesn't actually use the Ozolith. My bad. Weird card. So it's even better for us, honestly. So now they play a Damping Sphere, which while it does turn off our coffers, it doesn't really do anything else. It just turns coffers into a swamp, which wasn't really that bad. They have Urza's Sacre ready to go. We untap, and we're going to tutor here. And the question is, what are we going to get? We also have our next spell taxed by Damping Sphere, which is annoying too. So, what do we get? It's funny because Invoke actually looks really good here, but we can't cast it. So, push, thirst, blast zone. We're also just kind of dying. So it's any spell, not just creatures too. Because casting Golos here actually be pretty good. Crap. Weird game. Weird game. Make a token attack. Make a token. I could get Damnation for next turn. And then I could like play Karn this turn just to gain some life, I guess. Sure, let's do that. Another coffer, sure. Alright. So Voidwalker, again, not really being super great here, but and just gonna cast Karn. I'm just gonna gain some life. Like, nope. Nope. Just add black. Add black. Add black. Thank you. Oh, no more. Add black. Play Karn. Can't use it, but it is a null rod for their artifacts. They'll probably just attack it, which means I gain 5 life, which works for me. And then I Damnation, and I just have Castle in play. So we'll go from there. They make token, untap, make token, and tutor. I wrath them. It will put some counters on the Ozolith, which is kind of scary, but they get a welding jar. Well, thankfully, Damnation is an ancient magic card with the words, they can't be regen on it. Because for some reason, back in the day, allowing things to be regen was like not a thing that any card allowed anything to do. So, all right, so that's that. And Damnation feels kind of telegraphed here, honestly, but whatever, sure. Attack. And cast Damnation. And say go. Could have maybe played the Shadow Spear instead of attacking for 3. But not sure. 2 counters for the Ozolith, because again, those are not death triggers. They draw a land, and now we just need to draw some spells. We got Castle here. Castle's good. We got Karn again. I guess, sure. Can use it, but they can't use their rolling jar, I suppose. So I want to empty the hand for Castle anyway, so they draw. All right, that was pretty good. That was pretty good with the Ozolith in play. So they get 4 hasted power. Touche. And they're just going for me. All right, well, smart play, I think, with the Castle in play. We draw a Fatal Push. It's not bad. Kill this. Oh, that was maybe stupid. I don't know. I guess it's like 6 of 1. Draw. It's a 4. And we're just about dead. Just about dead. Very, very close. Very, very close. Ozol's counters go on. If I had pushed on their turn, I could have taken less damage. Looks like they misclicked, though. Now they have a Nexus. Okay. Sure. So they give me a little reprieve here. We draw a Voidwalker. That's not really good enough. I think we're just dead, but sure. Obviously, having this Thoughtseize in hand is not ideal, but... Castle. Draw Fatal Push. Okay, sure. Try and make a game out of it, I guess. It is not an artifact, so you cannot Welding Jar it. I'm not thinking anyway, I guess, but... Down to 2. Can't use my castle anymore, so... Ink Moth looking a little bit worse than Blink Moth right now. Draw. Swamp. I guess the Voidwalker's going to town here. Can't cast Thoughtseize. Can't activate Castle. We do have 8 lands in play, so we're drawing to both of our big fatties. They draw Urza Saga. That's not good. I guess it actually doesn't matter, right? Because they play draw Saga. It's not fast enough to kill. I attack and I attack. So this might be Voidwalker just winning a really embarrassing game of Magic. We draw an Abandoned Mire. We can replay a Voidwalker. Sure, that's fine with me. Kind of an awkward game, to say the least, but 1, 2, 3, 4. Mill 3. Return creature Planeswalker. Return a Voidwalker. Cast it. Say go. I mean, maybe they have a Gingerbrute in their deck they can draw. All right, that was a pretty silly game. We'll take it 4-0. All right, on the play. Final match. Going for the trophy. And our hand is certainly passable. We can keep this. A little combo-y. And it has not a ton of interaction, but it has all the coffers-y stuff. Just swamp map on 1, obviously. Puttable against a 5. Pretty fast. It's funny. I imagine Tron clowns this deck. I guess the Voidwalkers are good, but just like they play Karns and we don't. All right. I'm just gonna play the Swamp. Gives us target for Cling too, so that ends up being a thing. Play Swamp, play map, say go. And what's up? 5 card hand opponent. Inspiring Vantage. Interesting. Discard spell. Yeah, we each want to play Urborg, I think, so. It's obviously awkward we can't play Urborg and Coffers next turn, but we could just play Inquisition here and then map them. We don't know what they're doing, obviously. They are playing Burn, then Eidolon be pretty annoying. Yeah, just Inquisition them, actually. Just do it. Just see what's up. I'm not like a huge rush. I can't Coffers Urborg on turn 3 anyway, so. Bold me. All right, what do you got? They have 2 Eidolons. Great. Wonderful. All right. Well, Cling gains some life, I guess. We can play Mire. And now it's interesting. Is there a thought to maybe just playing Cling to gain 3 in response to the Eidolon? Hands land, Boros, Charm, Eidolon. I don't really need 2 maps, you know? I don't think so. I think 2 maps is fine. Just play a second map. The maps, they go. We're at 16. You just draw one of our kill spells, obviously. Alright, they have a Boros Charm left. Draw Marsh Flats. Just gonna guess. Just gonna pop a map, play the Urborg, I guess. This deck needs a Radiant Fountain. I love Radiant Fountain. Attack for 2. And say go. So we're effectively at 10. Draw a big one. Karn. Karn's a big one. That's not bad. Costs 4. Does cost 4. Coffers. Add 4. Play Karn in minus. And let's take a little look. I think Wurmcoil is a pretty good place to be. Yes. Yeah, Wurmcoil is exactly where we want to be. Wurmcoil, go. They could kill us, of course. They should untap Boros, Charm, attack, Bolt, whatever, and kill me. But I think this is a reasonable course of action, given that we can't really afford to play too many cheap spells. So, Charm, yeah. We're at 10. We're at 8. They didn't draw. I guess the Bridge probably dead, right? Because they have 2 spells in their hand. That was turn 3. Yeah, we're like almost assuredly dead. But like, what else could we have done? I don't think anything. Yeah, I don't think something else we have done. Just like attack, bolt. We play Wurmcoil, they just bolt us. Let's untap and draw a swamp. Play swamp. Coffers makes 5, 6, 7. Sure, and like just like minus. Like I don't know what we can do here. We're all playing cheap spells anyway. We got Ballista. Sure, get Ballista. Play Wurmcoil, and either we die or we live. What in the world could they have in their hand? They didn't play a land on turn 3. Cool. Maybe it's like all Searing Blazes or something like that. That's pretty fortunate. We'll take it. We've run pretty well in this league. I think it does seem pretty good, but we have run pretty well, I think, for sure. We got nothing for this matchup sideboard-wise. This one seems a little tough. We, just like not a thing. Just gonna run it in. We do have like, 4 pushes, two thirsts, a couple Inquisitions. Just getting Wurmcoil is good. Invoke Despair does not look too. I guess we played against a lot of linear decks, so Invoke Despair doesn't look too good. I think this sideboard does feel a little too silver bullety. Wouldn't mind another sideboard card too. I do think the Voidwalkers are a good sideboard card. I don't love this card like in general, but it does seem to be very good against a lot of the things that would be good against us. A lot of the more linear strategies. Spike loves playing 1 Emrakul in every sideboard against Mill, which is fine, I guess. And then, but I would like to have like maybe a few like Collective Brutalities, or just some sort of, life gainy something or other, just like utility card. All right. Hand's pretty bad. We're gonna mulligan. Only actually has 1 mana source because the Coffers isn't really a land, so mulligan to a better hand for sure. Big question here is, what do you bottom? It's probably Golos. Thoughtseize obviously is not great in this matchup, but at the same time, like if we hit a Goblin Guide or an Eidolon, it's pretty good. So we're gonna keep this, ship Golos, and we'll use Profane Tutor to try and figure it out. Turn 1 Goblin Guide here is going to do a lot of damage. It's just pure, sure. So now we need to decide if we want to just kill this right now and risk them having an Eidolon, or do I want to Thoughtseize the Eidolon and take a bajillion next turn? I think it has to be Thoughtseize, honestly. We can't beat an Eidolon here, so their hand is once again 2 Eidolons. No spells, but 2 Eidolons. Right. All right. There's your land. There's your Eidolon. Nope, Cisphere, actually. I'm surprised. Okay. Lava Spike. Strange. I could see this making sense if they're like concerned with it being a racy matchup and not wanting to take too much of the Eidolon, but sure. I mean, we just can't win, so it's 2/3. We just can't beat the Eidolon though, so we can kill both of these. Kill at least one. Wait, go to 8. They play Eidolon. Go to 6. Kill Eidolon. Go to 5 off this. Yikes. Yikes. Yeah, I don't know. This is our turn 2. Good lord. Good lord. All right. Yeah, we'll just take the 1, I guess. So next turn we kill Eidolon and we Profane Tutor. So we go to 8, go to 6, and I can't really fathom winning this game. That's not the worst. Go to 7, go to 5, go to 4. We're literally dead to any bolt in their entire deck. Spend this. Kill this. Yeah, we're dead to a tiny, insignificant gust of the wind. That'll do it. Boros Charm. Sure. All right. So yeah, pretty tough one. Tough one. On the play for game 3, which is important, obviously. Gotta keep. Don't really have much here. I'm not gonna lie. This seems like a pretty hard matchup. Kind of requires us to get our engine online pretty quickly, while also being able to interact a little bit. It's funny how Eidolon could not be good against us. Like in game 1, we were able just to cast big dumb spells. It didn't really matter. But so much of our setup and stuff is revolves around cheap spells that. All right, on the play. We got this. This is for the trophy, folks. For the trophy, Bojuka Bog, Castle. Oh my god. I mean, 2-tap lands. It has the Coffers. It has the Thoughtseize. Liliana isn't bad either. Obviously, it has basically a mulligan in hand. But I think this is probably close enough to being. I think that, like, I could obviously picture better 6s. But if take the Archon out, if this is my 6 right here, I'm keeping. I'm going to keep. Maybe I'm crazy, but I'm going to keep. Doesn't really feel great either way. And this hand has a really clear path to Coffers working. So just play tap land. So they go. We draw a swamp also. Our hand like evens out pretty well. So Spear. Okay, take 1. Well, obviously, love Inquisition over Thoughtseize. This hand could be improved in many ways. Oh my god. Oh, it hurts. Ouchie, ouchie. Up, their hand stacked again. We lose. All right. Yep. 2 lands, all spells. Can't ever win. Just can't ever win. All right. Yep, we're dead. So they have 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. They have 13 points of burn and add 1 to every spell for Spear. We're dead. We're really, really dead. They're actually like already, or we're actually dead on board to their spells, and we can't stop their spells at all. So probably wouldn't have won this game anyway. Maybe if we had like untapped Inquisition into like push map or something like that, we could have won this game. But yeah, way too good. Hand way too good. There's Spike. All right, so. Down to 8, and their hand is Boros Charm, Riftbolt. All right, we drew the untapped land at least, but again, we just have no chance to. Just no chance. I guess if they like don't draw a land and can't play more than 1 spell, but it means they're just drawing multiple spells then. So I don't really see a way out here. Riftbolt, sure. Rift Bolt. Okay. That is problematic. Golos. Yep, we're dead. So we can plus Liliana here and get one card out of their hand. We can't get the Boros Charm out. Here goes Rift Bolt, Rift Bolt. Can't play Thoughtseize, died a Boros Charm. Yep, that's okay. This seems like a really bad matchup, honestly. It feels like a really bad matchup. Discard Archon. Telling you, we need a Radiant Fountain. That's what we need. We need a Radiant Fountain stat. Discard Lightning Bolt. Yeah, like, just a perfect hand. Just extremely good hand. Yeah, like, sure. If one of these Thoughtseizes was an Inquisition, like, maybe, you know, like, maybe there's a chance, but yeah, it's die of the bolts. Maybe they'll try and kill Liliana. So, all in all, though, deck seems really awesome. Deck seems super cool. Does a really good job of like having a good proactive plan, plays some good interactive cards. Obviously, can interact with the non-interactive decks too, which is kind of cool. Deck seems super sweet. Definitely interesting one to watch if people aren't really focusing on killing lands right now. I will say the Invoke Despair. We played against mostly linear decks. We didn't play against almost any fair decks. You know, no Tarmogoyf decks or Murktide decks or whatever. So the Invoke Despair did seem really bad. But much better there, of course. But deck sweet. I like some more sideboard slots. I'm not sure about Invoke Despair. But all in all, deck seems really, really cool. I like it a lot. Castle Locthwain is just so good. I just love it. So, once again, thanks for watching, folks. I'm Jim Davis for CoolStuffInc.com. Check out the article on CoolStuffInc.com. Check CoolStuffInc.com in general. Promo code Jim5, 5% off your order. And you're great. I love y'all. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. I'll see y'all next week. And have a good one. Peace.